Hello, everybody. I'm here with Tim Brown. This is Robert Adducci, and right now we're seeing Tayo, who is our special guest instead of Tim. So let me one second. Let me switch around this. Actually, Tayo's here. We'll just go with it. So let's see. All
You
right,
can hear.
welcome everybody.
That's fine.
Everybody's on the screen now. Welcome Tim and Tayo. Uh, so today is a exciting day for Ulysses for a number of reasons. We're gonna talk to Tayo about some Dark Eye stuff, and
Yeah.
we have some other cool announcements too. So let's just get right into it. So welcome Tim, welcome Tayo.
Thanks. Good to see you, Robert.
Hey, um, so let's get into it. This last weekend was Con of Champions. If you participated in the tabletop events stuff, that's awesome. And I've been in contact with JT to kind of get we were giving away some Dark Eye stuff and some other content for people that participated in the con and ran games. So
Hmm.
if you did that, you should be getting something from us soon. But we've been talking about conventions. There's a lot of conventions that unfortunately are not happening because of the COVID stuff. But
Sure.
a lot of those have been going online. And one of them is Origins, which was supposed to be happening October 7th to 11th. Was supposed to be happening June 19th through 21st. They're pushing that back to October 7th through 11th. And then on the original date, they're doing an online con. So if you want to run games for that, you can check them out at originsgamefair.com /event-submissions, and we'll be running some games there. If you want to run some of our games there, shoot me an email at contact@ulyssespela.com. Tim, we talked a little bit last week about an online con that we were going to do. Uh,
Right.
we're releasing some more information today. What do we got?
Yeah, the Ulysses Con official online convention that we talked about a little bit last week is definitely on. We're going to run that July 24th through 26th. So that's 1 week ahead of when Gen Con would have been. Now that Gen Con has been canceled, we plan to transfer a bunch of our activities to this online conventions, which will be called Ulysses Con Online. Definitely come and check that out. So we've been thinking a long time what we can do to create an online convention that combines a lot of the things we're doing here in the English-speaking operation with the things that we're doing with the German-speaking operation at the same time. The RatCon convention that's popular over there and has been for I think 17 years now is being combined as part of this online experience as well. So we plan to do essentially 24-hour a day coverage that will split into two language portions depending upon what time of day it is around the world. So right now we're looking how we're going to split that roughly 12 hours of English content and roughly 12 hours of German content for the entire length of the convention. So I know, Robert, we've started talking about some of the different activities that we might do during the convention.
Mm-hmm.
For instance, what do you think you'll be doing?
I'm sure I'll be probably hosting some panels. We'll have panels with all of our line developers, including I'm sure Tayo and just all the line developers for all the programs. Some people will be running games. Who knows? I might run a game. We'll see. So there's we'll have fans running games. We'll be running games. So we'll definitely need people. We'll put more information out there on how people can sign up, but we'll definitely need people to run games and attend the panels and whatnot.
Absolutely. So the whole thing will start on July 24th at 9 a.m. Pacific time with the German team and the official opening with all of us on the English speaking side as well. At around 1 p.m. Pacific time, the German team will hand off to the American team and will continue the fun. So basically, that's when things will switch over and become purely English language for quite a while during that day.
Mm-hmm.
On the morning of July 25th, the German team takes over again and so forth. So we're going to go back and forth, as I discussed before.
Yeah.
Now, as far as the streaming program, that will run on our Twitch channel. A Discord server will be spun up for the RPG sessions. So all of that's going to get announced on our website and the associated documentation with this program as well. Okay. As is usual for our conventions, there will be an information desk for the Ulysses Online Convention, which will be available 24 hours a day if you have any questions. Both the American and the German teams will answer questions in both German and English. So no matter what, you can get in touch 24 hours a day on that particular helpline. And all of that information will give you the direct line to that as well. But that's not all. To help you get the convention experience at home, you can order a convention package. You want to tell us what's in that package there, Robert?
Yeah, so you'll be able to order them from, if you're English or North American, you can order it from our website, the ulysses-us.com. I see people in the chat are asking how can the North Americans order the con pack. In the big announcement that Germany made today, they only mentioned the F shop. But yes, we will have it at our website as well.
Right.
And so you'll order that, and then it will include a convention cup. It will include a convention dice, a convention shirt, program booklet, and this year's Heroics Work Adventure for the Dark Eye, Change in Chaos. So you'll get all of that. If you order it within the next couple of weeks, you should get it before the con. And if you wait a little, did you say something, Tayo? I didn't hear you. I saw you move. No? Okay, I just thought.
No, I didn't say something.
okay.
I don't think there will be an English Heroic Works.
Oh no, it's only in German.
I don't know if we don't. Maybe we can make something work there, but it's. I have not heard anything.
Interesting. So we'll see about that. But in addition to that, we'll have the exact program and international guest appearances on live streams that will follow in kind of the next months days and weeks. We'll get a nice list up for people to know kind of who's coming. We plan to have guests, not only our own line developers, but people from around the industry as well.
Yeah, we've already put out the word. We want to get some of our novelists and people who created originally some of the game lines that we are producing now and get them all to be part of the fun as well. And just a note, for those of you who are wondering about the convention cup as part of the package, that's actually a tradition that comes over from the long-running RotCon in Germany, which I've been fortunate enough to attend. And something that they do there in physical face-to-face conventions that I think we should carry on here at some point is, as part of your package, you get a mug, a coffee cup that is branded with the convention, and for the entire length of the convention, they provide coffee for everybody. So 24 hours a day. We can't give you coffee over the online convention connection. Sorry, can't do it. But we can at least make sure that everybody gets their cup. So by all means, check that out, and if you want to be a part of the convention, obviously you can get a hold of us in any way and become part of that. But getting the con package includes a lot of cool stuff, so take a look at that.
There you go. And I just found the little con logo. I just threw it up there. So there you go, Ulysses Con. As Tim said, these were originally sort of branded as a RatCon, which was the con name that's been going on for a long time in Germany. And so we're pulling that imagery in because it's about the same time that it normally runs.
Yeah, RotCon, it was normally in June, I think, and then we, because of COVID, it was canceled, and we've combined the online experience to encompass what would have been going on at Gen Con as well. So
nice. So that's the little logo. If you get the shirts and the and cups and stuff like that, that's what will be on there.
Awesome.
All right. Well, let's get into our regular news. We've got quite a bit of cool stuff. So for Torg, the day has come. A lot of people have been waiting for those PDFs, and the Cyber Papacy PDFs should be in your hands for all the print products. Everything that's a PDF that was going to be PDF only, we're still kind of working on, but those will be out soon as well, I assume. So those just came out. Check it out if you are. If you did not get your email, if you're a backer and you did not get your email, check your spam or whatever. Look for email from DriveThruRPGs. And then next Monday, just in case you don't have enough Torg, next Monday we are going to start putting out previews for Tharkold. So check those out on Monday. For the first few weeks, we'll be doing one a week, and then we'll move up to twice a week. So the first preview will come out by Deanna on Monday. So get ready for more Torg Tharkold.
Right. I know that she and Greg, of course, are way ahead of the game getting Tharkold together, so there's quite a bit of material to share. You'll definitely want to check that out.
Yeah.
So we've also got Stay at Home and Play Torg Eternity. That's a new campaign to help you pass the time and learn a new game while you're at home. It features a brand new Torg Eternity Quick Start called Up the Creek. That Quick Start is a 1-hour demo and includes pre-generated characters, a map, and monster blips. We recently added the Day 1 adventures and GM screen and the archetypes as pay what you want, so you can get those relatively cheaply. And the whole article is up at ulysses-us.com, and the website will be presented after the show.
Yeah. We also recently updated the Torg Inferniverse illustrations pack. So if you're making content for the Inferniverse, you can go get those, or if you can just use them for your games too. Like if you're running virtual tabletop games, go get those illustrations back, and you can use those images to show your players. But we just updated them with Cyber Papacy and the full Nile Empire images, so a lot of new images for you to play with.
Great. On the streaming side, the Four Horsemen is going on every Tuesday at 5:30 Pacific on Twitch, followed up by the upload to YouTube. So you can get Session 0, Episode 1, 2, and 3. This game is GM'd by J.M. DeFoji and features Ross Watson, who worked on Torg Eternity as a designer. Robert also did a walkthrough of the Living Land adventure from the Day 1 Adventures book, and you can find those streams. Is that on YouTube as well?
Yep. Those are
great.
on YouTube.
Awesome. What's going on in Fading Suns?
So the late pledge for Fading Suns is on Game On Tabletop. So you can go check that out. If you missed the original Fading Suns Kickstarter, you can pledge late, or if you want to add stuff, if that stimulus check came in and you want to add some more, feel free.
Awesome.
Tonight, GM J.M. DeFoji and his crew are playing at 5:30. They're going to play a Fading Suns game. They are into part 2 of this new arc. So you can go see part 1 on YouTube today, and then tonight at 5:30 Pacific time, it will be part 2 of Curse of the Abandoned. So the group finds themselves in the fighting pits of New Phoenicia. Will they find the information they're looking for, or will their quest end under the fists and blades of the Hesperians? So check that out.
We got to check the pronunciations on some of it.
Hesperians.
So that's part 2. Part 1 was last weekend?
It would have been last week, yep.
Okay, that's cool. Also for Fading Suns, we still have Bill Bridges and Andrew Greenberg continue their Heretical Musings show, and they will continue every 2 weeks on Tuesdays at 2 p.m. Pacific. Mm-hmm. So definitely check that out as well.
Yep, and the next one is next week for that one.
Okay.
So not a whole lot of news on Aventuria, but last week we had Eric on, and he was saying that the next wave of the English language expansions was being edited. So they're still hard at work on those.
Yep, I know that work has proceeded, and I think the actual raw editing is in fact done at this point. Right. And then as far as streams for the Aventuria adventure card game, on Saturdays we've been uploading videos of Eric Simon, the line developer for Aventuria. He's playing solo adventures, and those are at 11 a.m. Pacific, but those are all getting uploaded as well. How many of those are in the queue right now? There's at least 4, aren't there?
There's 4 or 5 up there, at least.
Okay,
yeah.
Great.
So on to Myth Tales of Legend. Later today, you'll see at 11 a.m. Pacific, Ross and JM are hosting the campfire chat like they do every week, where they talk about different aspects of the game. They alternate kind of 1 week it's rules, then the next week it's lore and rules and mechanics, and the next week it's story and lore and setting. Today it's about the ins and outs of combat, and then next week will be a lore show about Blackwall, which is a location.
Awesome. Then on the Myth Dawn of Heroes front, that's the reissue of the board game itself. We'll have more articles about Myth Dawn of Heroes coming tomorrow. You can catch last week's article on the Acolyte up on the website and on YouTube. Also, for streaming content, this section of Eric's video will go up as its own stream as well.
Yeah, so we just, the article that you just mentioned, Eric is kind of reading them out loud. So if you don't want to read the article, you can listen to him or you can watch him. So we're putting those both on the website and on YouTube.
Terrific.
So
the Dark Eye.
Yeah,
what's the Dark Eye?
Tell me about the Dark Eye. So we have today our special guest. How about you pronounce your name? Let's see. Everybody is like, how
wait a minute, it's Tajo Fittkau.
Yeah, let's give it. Yeah,
absolutely right.
Yes,
absolutely
right.
He has trained it.
Thanks for joining us, Tajo.
Yes, welcome. Oh, did we lose you?
Thank you, fam.
Oh, there you go.
No?
Your video was like shorting out there for a second. Yeah. Perfect timing. So, with the Dark Eye, how did you get involved in the Dark Eye, Tajo?
So I have been playing the Dark Eye basically since I was in elementary school. So I started playing the Dark Eye in 3rd grade. In Germany, and
awesome.
Was very much into it for a very, very long time. So, have been a fan.
Uh-oh. Are you losing him, Tim?
Yeah, I'm losing Tajo's voice as well.
Uh-oh. Are you there, Tajo, still? Uh-oh, it says frozen.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, hold on.
We were having some trouble with your audio, so we'll come back to that whole topic, but what could be done there?
Yeah, I don't know. He's totally frozen now. Are you there, Tajo?
I'm here.
Oh, now your video totally
Can
went
you?
off.
We may want to just lose the video portion so that we can get the audio.
Yeah, let's see.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Right now. Yeah. And then, hold on, let me try to...
Please stand by.
Yes, 1 second.
We'll get this straightened out.
I'm trying to pull up, because right now, the stream only shows like half of your head, Tim. Because when Tajo's video
went
off,
good half?
it shifts. Yeah. It shifts the whole images, so...
Great.
Yeah. I don't know how to bring them both up. So, well, are you there still, Tajo? Why don't you continue your story about how you got involved?
I'm here.
You cut out right when you were about when you were saying I think you started in 3rd grade.
You cut out in the 3rd grade.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes, I cut out there. No, I basically it was the first role-playing game. I think for everyone, the first role-playing game is always deep in the heart, ingrained of what you think about role-playing games. So I initially played then at that time everything that was on the market in Germany, in German and in English. And when I moved to the US in 2011.
Uh-oh. Lost that as well, right?
Really, what?
Yeah, your sound keeps cutting out on us. Are you there, Tajo?
Yes, I'm here.
All right.
I will jump on the call from a different systems.
Okay.
So,
All right, we'll try that.
Okay. In the meantime,
it doesn't cut out.
While Tajo is reconnecting to get a better audio feed for us, the Dark Eye's next great series of products is all going to be around the Gods of Aventuria book, which is well into its production right now. Tajo will be able to tell us more. But that basically rounds out the key rule books that we need in English for anybody to really get deeply into the Dark Eye. As you probably know at this point, our version of the English language, the Dark Eye, follows the latest, that is 5th edition of the German edition called Das Schwarze Auge. With the Gods book, we're going to have all of the key hardbound books that you need to really get deeply into the game available. So once those are all there, we're going to reevaluate what products come next, and I know that Tyler will want to talk about that too. But some of those have already been published in the German edition, but we want to get those out in English as well.
All right, you back with us,
Okay,
Tayo?
I should be back now.
All right.
Great.
So,
sounds good.
yes, great. Sorry about that.
Not at all. So again, you started pretty young with your favorite
Yes, I
game,
started
the
pretty
Dark Eye.
young. So I moved over to the US 2011, and I actually took all my Dark Eye book in German with me. My wife was very, very upset because she was saying, well, you will never use them in the US because they're in German, and but I couldn't leave them behind. So when the Dark Eye was finally released in 2016 in English, I was very happy about that. It was my first year at Gen Con, and I was talking to the people that are from the Dark Eye that are doing the Dark Eye development in Germany, and I was talking to them a lot. And I think I talked to Tim at that point also. I think you were at the booth there, and I was very excited, and also talked to a lot of people who were coming around to the booth. And I kind of became the groupie at the Ulisses booth for the coming 3 years at Gen Con. And so when there were some problems in the development, Marcus from Ulisses came to me and asked, hey, would you be interested in taking over a more significant role inside of the Dark Eye development? And so with beginning of last year, I took over the line development for the Dark Eye. First, getting the Magic book published and going through it and making it to the level that it is today. And as far as I heard, I got pretty good feedback from it, since we were able to include a lot of the errata that came out for the German edition. And so my feeling made it a better book than it was before. And so then I went on to working on the gods, and that is now Gods of Aventuria is now the next big product that we will put out.
What can you tell us just in general about the gods? There's certainly the 12 gods and the nameless one.
Yes. So already in the almanac there were the 12 gods and the nameless one mentioned. The nameless one comes up in several of the adventures that are adventure modules that have been released, and the 12 gods are definitely the key gods that are shaping the world. In the recent history of the Dark Eye, Dark Eye has a very interesting concept of a living history line. So over the last 30 years, it was developed further, and especially after the last campaign in the German space ended, which was all about a big bad mage named Borbarat. The nameless now takes more of a center stage of the living world, and Gods of Aventuria will give you more insight into the 12 gods and also into the nameless god. And it will also add, additionally to that, it will add, I think it's 5 demigods that have been already. There has been a short paragraph in the almanac, but it will really show more details on those demigods as well.
Awesome.
So what's going to be in Gods of Aventuria for players?
So first there will be the background information, and then we will have different professions for each of the 12 gods, and the demigods that are actually covered in the book. So there will be initially the professions that we had already in the core book will be in there. They will have more depth in them. Then they will be for all of the gods from the 12 that we're missing. There will be a profession around the nameless god that is thought to be more as an NPC guidance. But under specific circumstances, this might be an interesting part to also have in your group, though. That is very limited. Since they are the main villains at the moment, that might be a little bit more problematic to have someone like that in your adventuring party. at least if they want to stay with the nameless god, and they most likely will have conflict with everyone else in the group. But there might be interesting conflict that is, if it is planned rightly, that can be used. But you have more information on that. And from the demigods, we have the demigod of Avis, which is basically the namesake of Aventuria, and demigod for adventurers of travel. We have the demigod of Iphion. She is the daughter of Firun, the god of winter and hunt. She's a little softer, and she has become more significant in Aventuria in the recent years. And then we have the demigod of Swavnir, which is a god that is revered in the area of the Thevalians, so the Viking themed parts of Aventuria.
Right.
And then we have the demigod of Nandus, which is closely associated with Hesinde as a god of wisdom and magic. And it's a lot about he gives out the knowledge to the people, and they are very highly revered in the population for they being teachers and bringing out the knowledge to other people. They work as lawyers for people who cannot afford to have a lawyer and so on. So they're very interesting concept there.
Nice. So one question I have, Tajo, is as part of the Gods of Aventuria crowdfunding, what can people expect as maybe some of the key stretch goals and additional things that they can get along with the main book?
Yeah, so the Aventuria the Gods of Aventuria crowdfunding will have two main concepts. So as you already are experienced from the Magic of Aventuria, there's a book, the Gods of Aventuria book, and the cards with all the different special abilities and liturgies in this case and so on in it. There are the deluxe character sheets, which will be in printed form. And then we have a second part of the crowdfunding, which includes the Theatonites, the rest of the Theatonites campaign that has not been released in English yet. So that will be the Theatonites 4, 5, and 6 that are being released for the crowdfunding, and those will be included in the pledges levels. You can also, if you don't play this campaign, you can also just go for the gods part. But that is basically the part. Then there are some parts around that we're planning on, and this will going into the stretch goals, and we'll see how far we get there. We're planning some more deeper information that are basically related to the gods and also to the Theatonites. One demigod that I have not mentioned on is Kor. Kor is one key demigod for the Theatonites, and he's also in the Gods of Aventuria book, but he is one of the key concepts inside of the Theatonite campaign. And we will have, depending on how far we go, we'll look into a book that is called the Kor Vademecum, which is basically giving a lot of back information around the Kor, the beliefs in Kor, and so on. So this is basically making the parts on the Gods of Aventuria a little bit deeper.
Okay.
There are a bunch of Vademecums out in German for the different gods. One of them is a Kor Vademecum, and it will also help with the campaign, with the Theatonites campaign itself.
Nice. So if you're in the chat here and you have any questions for Tajo, go ahead and throw them in the chat, and I will be sure to ask him. I'm gonna grab one that somebody asked somebody else, but I'm gonna ask you, Tajo. What's your favorite god of the 12, or maybe it's a nameless one?
No, not the nameless one.
We all know that it is, but
so it's really hard to say. There are several that I feel like they are very interesting to play, and they are very intense. So one of them that I see as is very important inside of the world is Perine, as the goddess of harvest and home, and so there's a lot of in there. It's very important inside of the world. So prices of that have apart from being, they're very good healers, and apart from being that, they're also very revered in the Min realm. So it's a very interesting character to play because it has the thing of not really being able to do anything in combat outside of healing, kind of out of it, but has a very social aspect to it. And then you're coming to the other ones are, I really like the demigods. I would really like to play one of the Blessed One of Avis, just because they are so much ingrained into adventure and trying to map out the world. Those are very interesting. From the main gods, I think Hizinde is one of the gods that I really like. So yeah, it's
nice.
Yeah. Did we lose you again?
no.
Okay.
I see.
And so, what can you tell us about the Theater Nights for people that don't know what that is? Why don't you tell us a little bit, give us a little bit of background, and if you are interested in finding out more about the Theater Nights, we have the first few adventures out. I think 1 through 3 we have on our, you can get them on drive-through, or you can get it on the website. Yes.
So Theater Nights plays in the northeastern area of Aventuria, which is the Bornland. It's actually one of my favorite areas of Aventuria. It is about around a group of people who are around, and I don't want to go into deep what is happening there. But this campaign was the first one released for 5th edition, The Dark Eye in Germany. And while it also has the normal plot of the campaign that is in there, it also shows and reveals a lot of history inside of The Dark Eye. So these campaigns that are done here are often have very significant parts that have not been revealed before in earlier editions, or something that are they're very important inside of the history of and if you play through this, your characters will take part in basically revealing these things also to the rest of Aventuria, but also in shaping some of these parts of the world. Okay. Some of the things that are already that are basically preluded to these campaigns are Goblin More or Less, which is a heroic work, which was also released in English, and the Thorvald Drum. It's basically, the Thorvald Drum is kind of the introductory adventure for the Theater Nights. And then there's another one that was already released with the Warring Kingdoms crowdfunding, which was Turnip Harvest, which also plays around the same time and gives a little bit more insight in the world of the Bornland area, and ties also a little bit into the campaign there. So it's learning more about the world of the northeastern part of Aventuria. And it's also, as Goblin More or Less already introduced you to the different concept of goblins inside of Aventuria compared to most other role-playing games. That they are not the villains only, but there's a lot of culture behind them. There's a lot of things that are happening there, and so that is a key factor of these of the Theater Nights.
Oh, cool. And so these adventures that have already come out, about how long does it take to play through one of them?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah.
So it takes. They are 64-page adventure modules, each of them. So it takes a while, and it's also there are areas that are very densely narrated inside of these modules, but there are also parts that are kind of more open in the development. And as anyone knows, a good adventuring party, when it's a little bit more open and you're letting them roam, that takes a while. So it's the full six modules will go for a very long campaign. It's an epic campaign to play through.
Nice. So let's see. Anybody in the chat, if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in there. Some comments previously about the gods of Aventuria. Someone said, see Darth Darth DQ says, this is exactly what players are looking for, deeper dive and professions for each of the 12 gods. Thanks. Can't wait.
Cool.
Yeah, it's, with the Gods of Aventuria, we basically end the first cycle of rule books. So that is the, we then have the compendium out for the fighting classes and deeper information on those, on skills and fighting styles and so on. With Magic, we had a lot more in the area of the guild mages and the how magic works, how spells can be changed and so on. With the gods book, we are basically covering the basis of the gods, of the different blessed ones in there. Naturally, everyone wants more information on the other parts, like the elves and the druids and the witches. Right. But that is parts of basically the second level, and for Magic even the third one. For the other books, because it was just not fitting in those parts. It's very extensive amount of knowledge in there.
Let's see. Someone asks, will the other Vadicums be coming out? And can you explain what that means? What does that mean?
So the Vadimecums are written in Germany as a help of an in-game help for people to play. So it's basically when you have play a blessed one, you have the prayers to the god and they are written, and you have things that your character could know and could actually find in a book in Aventuria. Okay. Then sometimes they also have some of the parts that are related to specific special abilities or something. Most of the Vadimecums were written in 4th edition, the Dark Eye. And so most of the older ones contain information and rules that are not relevant to 5th edition, the Dark Eye. And in German, they have not been rewritten. And so while they are very interesting, they are still, they have a very specific use. And we might bring out others. And that really depends on how the Dark Eye is doing in the future. And they need to be translated. It's quite a bit of work there, but They are very good for the world. They give a lot of flavor to the world. So it is something that we definitely want to do. Will we be able to do it? I cannot guarantee that.
So is the core Vadimecum, is that like the first English one?
It will be the first English one. Okay. We've thought a long time about if we do it or not, because Kor is a god that is kind of on the outside. He's a very cruel god. He's the god of mercenaries and the bloody fight. So he's not one of the core gods, but he's core, but not of the core gods. But he matches so well into Theatonites, since it has a lot to do with the core beliefs and so on, and it will help the players and also the game masters to represent some parts that are actually happening during the campaign there much better. So that's why we are decided to put it in there and get it into this campaign. This is not a real sign of other ones are coming out in the future. Naturally, I would like to have everything that is out for the Dark Eye to be in English. Don't get me wrong about that.
In time.
In time. And another thing that I want to say to this is there's a lot of people who have been with the Dark Eye from the beginning. First, thank you for supporting this and to going there and bringing the word out there, because I think that's one of the most important works that we have there. But we have been working hard to make the process better and to have a faster release cycle of products. Now to the gods, I would have liked the gods to be out already, but there were several hiccups that we ran into. But now we are getting a better and better crew that is working on the parts, that we will be able to work on these much more effectively and much faster to pick up the speed that we can release stuff for the Dark Eye. So as long as there's a crowd building and a community building that is looking for these things, we hope to bring out stuff and more stuff from the German side.
Nice.
Terrific.
Let's see. They were talking about. So the changes in chaos. So Tajo, you were saying that is the that's the German adventure that's heroic works that's coming out. And I think what we were talking about was that people will still get the Changes in Chaos, even if it's in German. You'll still
Yes.
get it, so you can still see, kind of what those products look like, and then I'm sure at some point we'll get that translated.
Yes. We will look into what we can do so people have the ability to read through it.
Yeah. So I think we're winding down. Does if there's any last minute questions for Tayo, go ahead and throw them in there. So as I played, let's see, Planar Crosses. Wait, what did you ask? What? Oh, I think you're talking about the. Are you asking about the translation of Changes in Chaos? The lack of translation. Yeah. So I think initially the Changes in Chaos was supposed to be out for, that's what they were going to put out for RatCon, and then we just decided recently to kind of do the online convention, and so
to understand this, Changes in Chaos was the adventure that was played at Kaiser Raul Convent, which is a German convention that is specifically for the Dark Eye, which is a very small premium convention. And they play one of these adventures there. And that adventure then is published after that at RatCon, traditionally in Germany. So basically, this is always when you're attending RatCon, you always will get the ones that the people who were already at Kaiser Raul Convent that year get that specific book. So that is their tradition to do it that way. We will see what we can do to provide an English translation of that in a short while. I don't know if it will be out by that convention, but we are still finishing up the Gods of Aventuria, so we have to see if we can fit it in there somewhere. But it's something that to shine a light behind the curtains. This was an adventure that I actually assigned for Gen Con that I would have been running at Gen Con. So I had already planned to translate it only for internal use, because then I don't need to edit it and I don't need to do bigger things with that. But it's since it's a small adventure, we'll see what we can do around that. It will definitely not be printed. I can guarantee you that, because that will take too much time and too much effort there, and to put it in there. But maybe we will be able to do something around the PDF release. I have to look into that. Nice. Kind of surprised by it, because I didn't know about that before.
All right, so I think that's what we're going to call it today. Tayo, are you online anywhere where people want to ask you some more questions about the Dark Eye? They can reach you?
Yes, so I'm on the Discord. I'm in the Ulisses Discord. I'm trying to follow that, and then I'm also sometimes looking aside of the different Facebook groups. I don't know if there are more, but I'm part of at least 1-2 Facebook groups that are around the Dark Eye, and sometimes I'm actually getting to read stuff I'm not always able to answer instantly. And then that's mainly the online, how you can reach me.
Yeah, definitely. So if you have questions about the Dark Eye, you want to chat with some other Dark Eye fans, go ahead and go to bit.ly/Ulisses Discord, and you can chat with us, and you can chat with Tayo. You can chat with other fans. If you have any questions, people are quick to answer there as well. So, all right. Well, I think that will do it for today. Thank you, Tayo, for coming.
Thanks a lot, Tayo.
With us, talking about Gods of Aventuria. I think we didn't say when that's coming, so I'm surprised nobody asked. So when are we looking to put that out there, Tayo?
So the crowdfunding will run on Game Out Tabletop, and the start date that we currently aim for is July 21st until August 11th. So it will run during the Ulisses Online Convention, and it will also run during the Gen Con Online.
Nice. Terrific.
So there you go.
That's good news.
So yeah, as we run Ulisses Con, you will be able to pledge for Gods of Aventuria. So hopefully we'll see you there in both places, and hopefully we'll see you next week. So next Thursday at 9 a.m. Pacific, we will we'll be back for more Ulisses Worlds, and we'll have another guest. So thanks, Tayo, and thanks, Tim.
Thank you for having me.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. It looks like we lost Tim, but we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.